So, time for Tim's shitty hot take. Well, the War Thunder news today is that drones are coming to ground battles. Oh boy. So the idea is that scout vehicles at higher tiers are going to get the ability to launch scout drones, and at the top tiers, armed UCAV drones. Now, the unofficial subject to change info I have says that the UI is going to work kind of like ships launching float planes in naval battles. You'll have a button to switch back and forth between your tank and the drone. It won't be like dying and respawning into a helicopter, but that's subject to change. Now, the drones are going to have full physics models and damage models, so they can be shot down and all that. They'll show up on radar, they can be lucked by missiles, and so on. There are a lot of implications for this. And to be clear, this is just my own shitty hot take, and I could be wrong about some of this, all of this, whatever. My very first thought when I heard this news was that people are going to use the drones to do suicide rams on helicopters by sneaking up and crashing into their tail rotors. So that's something to look forward to if you're a helicopter pilot. The top tier drones with UCAVs, like Predator drones with Hellfires and that sort of thing, are probably going to find a role as helicopter hunters without needing to do the suicide runs, but people may also use them for traditional tank busting, or, and this is my big worry, suicide tank attacks. What I mean is, taking a Predator drone and just flying it in, dumping a couple of missiles or something in a suicide dive without caring at all if the drone is shot down or if it can't pull up in pancakes. Now, my worry is there won't be any consequences for a drone dying. No repair cost or anything, which has the potential to incentivize really shitty behavior in using them. The next thought I had was that people who take a scout vehicle and camp and spawn just to launch a UAV are going to be really easy free kills for anyone doing close air support in fixed-wing aircraft. Zero situational awareness for their tank while they're flying the drone, and they'll be a stationary target. Now, it does open up another angle, though, in that it's going to incentivize players to find neat little spots that they can, like, hide their BMP or their Dardo or something and try to stay hidden while sending a drone up. That, I think, will be a fun aspect of using them, and it'll give scout vehicles more of a chance to, actually scout targets. Which brings me to another thought. If the drones can indeed scout targets, like the same mechanic that we have with binoculars in scout vehicles now, I'm wondering if it's going to share a cooldown with the target scouting on the vehicle that launches it. If not, I think we might end up seeing people send up a drone as soon as they can, just fly it off in some safe-ish direction as they play their scout vehicle, then switch back to it if they see a target with their tank but they can't scout it for some reason, like just to kind of cheese the cooldown. Not sure if that's going to be a good or a bad behavior. And that kind of brings up another big question. What's the range on these things going to be? Now, in real life, controlling a UAV from a ground vehicle can be done from quite a long distance. But I'm wondering if they're going to tweak it a bit for gameplay and balance purposes. Like, for example, will drones lose control if they get farther than, 2 kilometers away from the launcher? Will the game take line-of-sight issues with radio signals into account? And, dare I ask this, will we see jamming be a thing? Now, some vehicles, I'm wondering if we're going to see some vehicles get radio jammers to lock on to drones within 500 meters or something, or maybe a function similar to target scouting, where they switch into a jammer camera, or, switch into some sort of a focused view and focus, zoom in, and tag a target that they want to jam, and have a cooldown on the jammer similar to what scouting has now. I don't know. I think that's got potential. Now, lastly, I think this is going to be a true mark of shame if you get shot down in a dogfight by a drone while you're flying a fast jet. So get ready for some pretty serious trash talk if somebody takes out your MiG-27K with an MQ-9 Reaper or something, and rightly so. Now, I've got a lot of questions about how the minutia of the drones is going to get implemented, but I think it's going to be a pretty major paradigm shift, for better or for worse, similar to the introduction of helicopters, rather than, like, the entrenching plows. You know, that is, I think it'll actually change the meta rather than just be a gimmick. So, that's it for my shitty hot take on drones coming to War Thunder. I'd love to hear your comments if you're excited about drones or you're worried they're going to destroy ground battles or something. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching.